gonna be interesting. It was a good windy night. Humidity's low, but we got that shot of rain yesterday, so I don't really know how things are gonna go. I'm hoping that rain kind of just acted like a big dew and didn't really affect the ground that much, but time will tell. Tractor finished up this quarter. Probably doesn't need much fuel, but I'm just gonna stay on top of it so that if I have one day that I don't get out here, it's not a big deal. So we'll quickly check this unit out, and then we'll go down to the field, start going over equipment, getting it ready for the day. Hopefully we can still finish up that field of beans. The grain cart tractor yesterday kept going off with a plugged air filter alarm. We blew it off a bunch of times, but it would still go, so I think there might be something else going on. Maybe it's a sensor or something plugged somewhere else, so we'll take a look at that and see what we can find. All in all, I think it did a very nice job on second pass. And once these clumps dry out a bit, maybe we can hit it all with the harrows and it'll be in good shape for planting next year. We'll see how things shape up. Definitely still an old deep tiller, but it's been a good upgrade having 60 feet on it and a decent set of harrows. Makes a good job, and you can cover a lot of ground quickly, and this tractor, well, makes light work of it. This is how we have things set up to get 80 GPM flow on our fuel tank, and 80 GPM is really, I think it's enough for what we're trying to do. When you start moving fuel that fast, it almost gets scary how quickly it fills up. We've got a 2-inch water pump running and pumping our diesel, and it's rated for like 235 GPM. That goes to a 2-inch 50-foot hose, and the big thing with getting a hose that size is the longer the hose is, the less flow you have because there's more restrictions. So I wanted to get 50 feet because then you can park and hit a bunch of equipment, and it gives you a lot of flexibility. So I think the hose is rated somewhere between 150 and 200 GPM at 50 feet. And then it goes to a 1-inch high flow nozzle that's rated at 80. So the nozzle is our limiting factor. But with everything else being sized up, it allows us to hit that 80 pretty easily. And having the bigger water pump is nice because it just runs better when it gets cold. We had a 1-inch water pump on here before. It was decent. It didn't flow enough. And when it got cold, it just didn't want to stay running. You'd have to run the choke for a long time, have it idling for a while. Whereas the 2-inch pump, bigger engine, you can crank it up and get it going pretty quickly, which is really nice. And just having a big hose like that without a hose reel, the way you had it set up before, it kind of sucks because then you're trying to just cram this hose in there any way you can, and it's just a mess and it's a pain. Whereas the hose reel just makes it so simple, and it's really been worth it. So yesterday we came to the realization that my combine with the Sunnybrook setup has 50% engine load in the soybeans, less than my dad's, and all the no load speeds are calibrated, everything like that. So now we're gonna fuel up. I reset the acre counters yesterday. We'll take a look at our acres and our fuels used and see what we get for numbers. We're not going to see a 50% decrease in fuel usage, but I mean, we were seeing 5 to 10% less fuel usage in wheat and oats, so maybe it's still around there, maybe it's a little bit more, maybe because we're not using the full extent of the power, it's a little bit less, but hey, we're going to see. I'm interested to find out. Yeah, so let's fuel these up. So far, we've pumped off 1,000 liters of diesel this morning in the deep tiller and the grain cart, and probably be another 1,000 liters in the combines. We're really trying to push, get these beans wrapped up quickly so we can get onto sunflowers, see what they're going to yield so we can lock in some pricing, because right now there's some pretty strong contracts and pricing options for sunflowers. But I think once they start rolling in, maybe people have good years or have a good year this year. And if that's the case, pricing will come down. So we really want to get into them as soon as we can to really help this year and the bottom line. But things are looking good. We had the plane on that field That's one of our sunflower fields right there. The plane was spraying that bright and early this morning. So things will be ready in a week or so. You can see the dog wandering through the beans, making her way over here. I don't know that she ever comes this far, but she has the ability to. We have her on a GPS electric collar. She's got the whole square mile, lots of room, but I can't stand when dogs are running out on the road. And it's one thing if you drive by often and are expecting it, but also, you know, if you're not, it catches you off guard. Sometimes you swerve. It's just dangerous for everyone. Also, the only people who live past me on my road, I rent land from all of them. So they're the last people I want to annoy, because I really appreciate them. And like I said, I just hate when dogs are running out on the road. So it's been really nice. And she's got lots of room with it. And then we didn't have to put up a fence and the trees and all the rest. It's a very economical option, actually. We are loading up our farm tracks here. They'll get connected. Come on, where are you? Connect. See how many acres we did. All right, we did a total of 201.75, and I think we had 50 acres done yesterday, so this combine did 150 acres. All right, so Dad used 15 more liters than me and did 17 less acres than me. So he was burning about 3.67 liters per acre harvesting beans, and I was burning 3.13 liters per acre of beans. So I was using, in my Sunnybrook combine, 15% less fuel yesterday, and we've got, I don't know, over 2,000 acres of beans. So if it's 15%, I mean, that's going to save us a couple $100 right there in fuel usage alone. I didn't expect the fuel load to match the fuel savings because 50% is huge. But a 15% savings, now I've seen about 10% fuel usage less in cereals and 15% less in beans. That's pretty good. Okay, now we're out here at the grain cart tractor. We got to see what's going on with this air filter. And I'm not sure how it reads. I would think it's based off of, a pressure sensor somewhere in the turbo system. I don't think it would be reading off this vacuum sensor, but if it is, then we need to replace it or reset it. I wonder if that's it, because there's electronics hooked up to it. And they kind of, once they suck in, even once you clean it out, you have to reset it. Just like that. So I'd be willing to bet that the first time we cleaned it out was fine. We just didn't reset that sensor. So, anyways, we'll get in here, just double check it. All the inlets inside that filter look clear and clean. So now we'll just pull it out, take the shop, blow it off with some good compressed air, but I think that was the issue we're having. This tractor has an emergency shutoff valve in case the engine runs away. It's right there in the boost tube. I'm not sure if this is standard or someone put this in aftermarket, but it's got a cable. It's right there in the cab beside the seat. You pull that cable, it shuts a valve, and there's no more air going in. So it's effectively shut off, which is very good. But last year, we were roading from our far piece to another field, and I don't know if this thing hit a pretty violent bump or it was a bad shift or something, but somehow that valve swung itself closed without the handle being pulled. And then you try and get in there. The guy was like, oh, the tractor just died. Get in there. I'm trying to start it. Nothing was working. Because that valve was closed, it sounded just terrible. It sounded awful. I thought we blew the thing up or something. But There was only a couple things that I thought it could be without being major catastrophic failure. So one of the things is I just opened up that boot just to see in case maybe that shut-off valve went, and it did, thankfully. So we were able to get it opened up and running again. But that was scary. I definitely thought we messed things up. And I would think we're slowly running out of cords to cut. The tracks are really quite bad, and they will get changed here. But when one of these falls out, it starts flopping around, and I'm always worried it's going to get caught on something and then just pull the whole track apart. So as soon as we see that, we cut it off and keep going. As long as we can get through harvest, I'll be happy. I've decided I think we're going to try and get an early start today. I was going to do a bit more, but winds are up. The ground is surprisingly decent, so I'm going to get a sample here right away. I greased the rotor bearings today, and I'm going to tension this chain because it's extremely loose, and then I'll get a sample. Let's get a sample. See what the moisture's at. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be really good, actually. I'm surprised how little that rain affected things, which is also fantastic. And it looks like we have east to west wind, which should help with visibility today. That would be nice. That would be very nice. Moisture tested 12.2, so we're good to go. We're gonna fire this up. No one else is here yet, but I'll get going at least. I just have to get the scale turned on so that everything is tracked that we load into the grain cart. There we go. All right, I'm gonna go to my combine, and I'll probably start over here for a little bit till people show up, and then we'll get over to the main section where we're currently working on. Food delivery service today. That's nice. I wonder what my wife made me today. I can guarantee you it's good.
Over there, we'll resume our...
This has to by far be one of my favorite tractors of yours, buddy. I like this one a lot. The 2-track's pretty cool too. Filling up your grain cart? Nice. Don't go anywhere without tractors these days. It's nice when we're running this pattern close together and like staying caught up with each other, because I just got full because he was unloading. So then he unloaded him quickly behind me. I looped out. He took my pass. I'm taking his, and we're back going on the go. Which is awesome because we really want to get this field done today, so we got to keep things rolling. But yeah, I like it. It's not bad. Another beautiful day, and you can really not even tell that it rained last night. I'm not sure what's going on over there, but something is not happy. That's some pretty good smoke, holy. I'll have to find out what's going on over there. I don't know, it's gotta be some sort of piece of equipment burning. Things have been going well. We've gotten most of the headlands done on that side. Pretty much all of them done behind me. So, nice to get those checked off the box. We got a decent amount left to do on this side. We're still looking like we'll get it finished up, but I think some point here we need to move to the other side and finish what we left over there, because we got to get that done up before it gets dark and humidity starts coming back up. We are hauling beans to Patterson now, which is like an hour and 10 minutes away, something like that. And now everyone is going on beans, so the lineup to dump your load is like 3 hours or something. So we are falling behind in the trucking capacity, which really sucks. So I'm full. I'm waiting for a truck. They've been doing really well. I think we might have one truck going to P&H, which is close, and they can kind of help keep up. And then the one truck delivering to Patterson, but struggling on the trucking front now, which sucks because it's also just going to slow down what our day looks like. Thankfully, we got a pretty good start and don't have a whole lot left. Finally, the time of the year where us truckers get to be somewhat lazy We gotta sit in our cabs, sit in line, enjoy the comfortable bunk. Here, let me turn that on there. You know, just have a good time. This guy here, he cranks the hoppers unloaded. I just get to sit in my truck. It's my favorite time of the year. Soybean harvest. We work like a dog in cereals, wheat and oats, and beans are the time where we get to relax a little bit. The bushels are less, right? We're not going in like big bushel wheat, big bushel oats. You know, the soybeans this year are doing like high 40s, nothing special. So like it's not hard. We got 2 Super Bs running. We're either going to P&H, Richardson, or Patterson. Today we are going to the pile here. They've got 2 conveyor belts loading. They can hammer through a pile of grain in a short amount of time. It's finally the truckers' time to rest. We don't have to go in bins really. Like we bin some of them. Like all these beans are contracted. We binned the stuff that was wet. And when the elevators weren't open, we still have to move those. So we got a few hoppers in my dad's yard. Those are all his beans though. We've been fortunate that I've been able to get all mine moved. It's why I contracted grain with typically 3 different companies. Doesn't matter if it's wheat, oats, soybeans, canola. Like you just can't have your eggs all in one basket. You know, we typically work with P&H. Mainly P&H, they get a good chunk of our business, maybe 50% of our grain. Richardson and Patterson maybe get 25% each. It's nice to have contracts for grain at these 3 different elevators, because let's say an elevator fills up, then I've got 2 other options to ship to. You know, if I went crazy and just did contracts of 1 elevator and they're not taking it, and you know I've got big plans for the grain to go then, and more so I'm specifically talking about off combine contracts. We don't have the bin space to hold all our crops. This year, for example, I've got enough bin space for my oats. We got 96,000 bushels in that big bin. We grew roughly 75,000 bushels of wheat, which I've got room for 0 of it. So I binned it and shipped off the combine with contracts. So we filled 50,000 bushels worth of storage at our yard. That is now going to be empty. So the wheat is all going to be gone, and the soybeans, I don't have space for that either, because like T-minus 8 days, we're going on sunflowers. Sunflowers, the first couple fields actually have been desiccated. The wheat had to be gone, and I could have put beans in those bins, but like, for what? I'm gonna put beans in there and then take them right out. That's not free. I got them contracted. Honestly, this time of year, like last year, beans were like, I did a bunch of off the combine early and later, and throughout the year they went 25 cents higher per bushel than what I sold off the combine during like my extra. Like the stuff I sold early, I got a good price for. But so, you know, harvest pricing hasn't been bad. So yeah, it's kind of what we're doing it typically is. We need more bin space. We do. I need to put up another 4812. We could fill it with any crop we grow, even soybeans, sunflowers, oats, wheat. Doesn't matter what we grow, we'd fill it. Time for us truckers to relax a bit. And that is, I know a couple guys in the videos, I'm watching Matt's videos as well. You commented why we got such big bunks. Well, because I'm a trucker and I decided we're owning big bunk trucks. You know, let's say it's an extra 800 pounds, so I can run 800 pounds less per load. But you know, when I'm living in these things, you know, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m.,
I got amenities. I got a microwave, a fridge there. I had a coffee maker in here. So the truckers got to enjoy themselves a little bit. Those combine drivers, they live too good of a life. So it's my turn. So I got two. All our trucks have bunks on them. This is the biggest. It's by far the most comfortable. It is my time to pull onto this sucker and go dump some booze. Look at it. I didn't video of him unloading me because, I mean, I don't need to get people on film that maybe don't want to be on it. So we're all unloaded and now we are waiting to get on the scale. Then we'll grab our ticket and we're home free. It's nice here. Let me show you how long the lineup is. Way back there, and then we load in and then scale in and wait in line and then get dumped and come back. Look at this lineup. It's a good one. It's a good one. You know, if we didn't want a hole here, we wouldn't be in line. So sometimes it's just nice to have an elevator that's taking beans. Clearly everyone is combining all at once because wow. Line's about a mile long. I'm not sure if it's actually a mile long, but it's pretty long. Probably takes about 2 hours and a half in, like, you know, sitting at the line to get out, which honestly, for the length of the line, is pretty impressive. They are moving beans through here. Last of the line, that's a long one, almost to the gates. All right, time to get back to the field.
It's 5 o'clock. Still looks like we should be able to get this wrapped up today. I think now we're gonna finish our passes. I'm gonna finish here, Dad's gonna finish that one there, and then we're gonna go move over to that side. Cause that side is just a bit wetter and it's got a few more funny ditches in it. So I think it would be good to get that wrapped up before it gets too dark and hard to see, and then we can come back over to here where it's, you know, fairly nice and open and there's not as much ditches or potholes that will cause issues. You can see the corner that grain cart made, and that was a good turn, because you cannot do sharp corners with those grain carts with those big tracks and all that weight on them. You really need to give it, you know, 3 or 4 passes to be able to make that corner. We have made it back to my side of the field, so hopefully it's smooth sailing like it was over there. And we can get this chunk done in an hour and a half. That would put it at like 6:30. And then we need to go back over there. All goes well, maybe we have this field wrapped up by 9. That would be a big day. So far we have done 15 hours of combining time each in this field. Sounds about right. Last year we spent 40 hours each doing oats, which oats is terribly slow. So I don't know, big fields are efficient, but big fields are monotonous. You guys know how it is. It sounds like it might have been a forage harvester or a combine that was burning over there, which, I mean, that's never good, but you see black smoke like that and you know something bad is on fire. really sucks to hear, and you hope everyone has a safe, successful day in the fields, makes it to the next with all their equipment, but sometimes that stuff happens. So hopefully whoever it was had good insurance and everyone's okay. This right here is a, oh no. Well, it's a wet spot and it's still wet and I just got mud pretty bad. You can see it dragging, so we'll get out and clean that up. But we've been sending the grain cart over here, well, the whole field, so we've hauled out more than 1 million pounds of soybeans. And these tracks are bad. We got to get the grain cart to stagger on them and flatten them out, because holy smokes, those are killer. Anyways, now that I got all that mud while you guys were watching, I'll shut down my header and we'll get out there, do some cleaning, I guess. But we're almost done this little spot, which is where was going to be the worst, so I'm happy about that. Now we're skipping our rows. There's 1, there's 2. This is number 3. We'll just stop right here, get out there, clean some mud. These headlands here and these couple passes here with all these ditches in it are gonna be the death of me. Holy smokes. This last hour has just been painful and scraping mud. Hopefully I can get a good pass in here and get that side cleaned off, because it keeps wanting to drag. I don't know. It's a tough one here. I also am starting to have my doubts about us finishing the field. It's already 7 o'clock and we've still got 60 or 80 acres on that side with headlands as well, so it's gonna be a tough one. Well, it was painful, but we got this side wrapped up now, so now we'll head back to the other side and see what we can do, see how long it'll last. I'm not hopeful, but hey, we could push a little bit harder for a little bit longer. It may not be the right mindset, but you just get to a point where you're tired of getting out and cleaning mud. So, I mean, it's still cutting all right. We're dragging a little bit on that far corner, and I'm just gonna wait till we get to the end of our pass, because I mean, we're getting pretty close. Yeah, I mean, right there's the end. So yeah, I'm just grinning and bearing it, and as long as it doesn't get too bad and screw things up for my dad behind me, we're just gonna leave it. It's almost a little disorienting here with it being so dark and so dusty and like right on the ground. This is when it matters, and you can't even hardly tell if you're on an angle or if there's a ditch coming up, and then if you catch mud, it's too late. Oh, we're pushing hard. It's almost 9 o'clock. We don't have any more truck space though, so I really don't think we're gonna get her done. But shoot if we didn't try. Oh man, it's actually gonna be pretty close if we have enough space. We're gonna fill the cart and we're gonna leave the combines full. We're on the diagonal now with this headland, so now we'll start making progress really quick. I don't think we'll have enough, but I'm kind of hoping we do. I'd love to get this done tonight, and then we can just focus on getting moved tomorrow and starting my dad's stuff. But yeah, we'll see how things go. I mean, all in all, it's still cutting like really nice, so that's nice at least. Dad's been having some issue with his air filter. It's been plugging up like a lot. He's plugged it 3 times today, and we keep switching it out, cleaning it off. So I don't know what's going on there. We're gonna keep going here. He's gonna keep going. We're gonna try and get as much of this done as we can. And then tomorrow, first thing, I'll take a look at it, because it just doesn't make sense. Something must be put together wrong for it to keep plugging up like that. We'll see what we find tomorrow morning. Wild time, guys. I got mud again, surprise, but we're gonna finish this. We got like 2 little passes left. We topped up the grain cart like to the max. But I think we got enough space now in the combine. As long as I can keep this side from dragging too much mud, we're gonna get her done. Actually, no, we're gonna get her done anyways. Who cares about the mud? And that'll make tomorrow morning way better. and the rest of tomorrow. So that's awesome. 3 hours ago, I thought there was no chance that we finished this field, and I am blown away that we did. I'm also super excited because it makes logistics better for tomorrow. So huge day. We had to have been close to 300 acres today, and a lot of messing around with the wet spots. But tomorrow we'll move down to the main yard and get going on Dad's beans now, pick up where we left off. He's got 2 days, maybe 3 worth of combining there. But me and my brother, we're all done beans now, and hopefully we'll get that wrapped up here soon. Anyways, you guys have a good day. We'll see you on the next one.